We did it, legends, we did it. After the longest wait of all time, Minecraft Snapshot 23w16a, it's here. And oh boy, it's big. You know, it's kind of funny because just a couple days ago, we were inspecting, detecting, talking all about Minecraft 1.20. But perhaps even more funnily, lads, when we were talking about 1.20, we were talking about the structure and how maybe they haven't changed it at all quite yet. Well, today is new. Today, you can say adios to the old loot table and the old trail ruin structure. They kill it too. The first change I'd like to take a look at today, though, it wasn't even on the changelog. Hey, look, maybe I'm crazy here. I mean, who knows? The daily videos 3 years in a row, and then another year of almost constant videos as well. Maybe I've lost it a little bit, but the sculk sensor calibrated one, doesn't that look different? Like, that's different. The icon of this thing, it looks different to me. It looks way better than it did before, last time we looked at it. And also, when placed down, I feel like that spike is like way brighter now. Just talking about that yesterday, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think this thing looks good. It looks nice. And speaking of the sensors, in the snapshot right before this one, 1.20w16a, I talked about how this thing now strongly powers the block below it. I saw some questions about this functionality, and the calibrated one. Well, in yesterday's Bedrock beta, we found out that the calibrated sculk sensor, it definitely does the same exact thing. And in other departments, it's still twice as good. Sniffer, oh beautiful sniffer. Before this snapshot, the sniffer was great. Inside of this snapshot, the sniffer is even greater. As of this snapshot, the sniffer can actually be tempted with the torch flower seed. That basically means if you're holding a torch flower seed, the mob is going to follow you. Prior to this wonderful update, for whatever reason, it was impossible to actually lure sniffers around your world. I was nervous about that one. I didn't know how that was going to work in the update, but yeah, now it actually, it just works. While I do a little bit of setup for our next big magic trick, a quick reminder to smash like. Alright, so get ready to see the wildest thing in the world. We have a sniffer right here, a tiny minecart, and the sniffer can go inside of the minecart now. This is like a bug fix inside of this snapshot. What is going on here? I guess you don't even need the torch flower seed to move this thing around the world because you just put it in a minecart, and logically, oh my gosh, logically, of course the sniffer can fit inside of the minecart. Yes, life is good now officially. This is beautiful. In other news, a Minecraft Bedrock feature that I discovered a while ago and have since been whining about is this one right here. Oh wait, I tricked you. It's not on Java. Life is not good. It's all black and white. Unfortunately, on Minecraft Java, you cannot bone meal pitch your plant, and also to break this thing, you gotta be looking at it. Look at this thing. The immersion is ruined. I'm looking at the air, but I can still break it. What? And also, I know some of you are probably wondering about this one. Can we feed pitcher pod to sniffer? No, we can't. And look, we definitely still can't do that either, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'll drop it now. You'll never hear about it again. However, great news related to the pitcher pod and the torch flower seeds. If we go ahead and give these things to the villager over here, specifically George Farmington, he's going to walk around, pick these things up, and eventually give him enough space. He should walk around and plant these things. The villager should 100% be able to fully farm your wonderful sniffer flower. Come on, George. Come on. You're leaving me hanging. Well, hey, here, look. We'll give it a little bit of a head start. We go ahead and fully finish that one up. Go get to work. Come on, friend. Do the job. Maybe the wrong time of the day. You don't want to work quite yet. Noon. Ah, yes, there you go. As you can see here, farmer villagers can absolutely plant these sniffer things. They can pick them up. They can walk around and plant them. And trust me, once these things grow all the way, it will be able to harvest it as well. All of this sneakily means that fully automatic sniffer villager farm to farm these new flowers and dyes is 100% possible. Oh, that's wonderful. Moving on from that, my best friends, let's talk about the major theme of this week's snapshot. And that is going to be archaeology, beginning with the shards. That's right, the sharding joke that I've been making for weeks now. Maybe you're getting old of it. It's gone. If I look up shards inside of this thing, I get those three. If I look up shards, I get all of these. I don't like this change. Just why the Mojang developers would do something so heinous as changing shards to shards, I have no clue. It's beyond me. Maybe somebody else can educate me on this topic, but I don't even know if I'll be listening, to be honest. My heart hurts. You know what I think I need right now? A vacation, a long trip away from where I just was. Into the void. And you know what? While we're out here, we might as well look for the big structure that was upgraded in the snapshot, the trail ruins. Now, I did a little bit of digging with the trail ruin structure and the changes here. Unfortunately, this thing, oh my gosh, what did I walk in on? That's what I thought. The structure still generates like entirely buried, basically consistently, which is a little bit of a letdown. I was really hoping they would like make it a little bit less buried at least, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. However, I don't know how familiar you are with the trail ruin structure and how much you've actually messed with them yourselves, but I messed with them quite a bit, and I don't know if you can notice, but right from the bat, this is completely different. There was no tip of the trail ruins that looked like that before. When they dropped this week's snapshot, they actually didn't drop a changelog right away. So I hopped into the snapshot and I started whoops, that's my bad. When they dropped this week's snapshot, at least at first, there wasn't a changelog. That means I would have to take matters into my own hands. I jumped into the snapshot and started checking things out on my own. And when I was doing that, this was one of the things that I noticed right away. Take a look at this trail ruin structure. At least this version of it is way more dark and evil. And also, we have this spiral staircase from the entrance going down now. Another thing we're going to notice a whole lot less of inside of this new version of the structure is sand. Sand will apparently no longer generate inside of the trail ruins. It's going to be like gravel and sus gravel. Now, in 100% survival, I have run into a little bit of a problem. The structure ends. I will have to break the timeless artifacts to continue. When it comes to the general shape of this new version of the trail ruin structure, it's like kind of the same. Basically, you're going to have a tip of the tower and then something that stretches down deep into the ground. When it comes to the loot that you're going to get from the trail ruins, it has been changed in the snapshot as well. You see, lads, instead of just one singular loot table now, we're going to have two loot tables. One loot table is for the good things, and one is for the less good things. Also, I keep doing that. I'm so mad at myself right now. They need to, like, change that somehow. It's too easy to break too quickly, and I'm not going to see one comment about skill issues down in the comments. You got it? Alright, so far, that trail ruin structure, from what you could see of me trying to dig that thing out, it looks cool. But I think next up, what we should do is make a brand new ocean world and just drop some of the structures in so we can check them out more. Alright, so the wonderful trail ruin structure. Over here inside of an ocean world, if we move over to the water and run this simple little command down there in chat, we could drop some trail ruins in and start checking them out. This first trail ruins, as you can see here, is pretty big, and the buildings are completely different than before. In fact, the buildings are actually like buildings now. In the version of the trail ruin structure that existed right before this one, when it came to big buildings, we essentially had that tower structure that was pretty big and tall, but then the other buildings, there were some. Typically, they would be pretty small. This one, as you can see here, is pretty expansive. It looks like it's got a couple rooms going on. Not caring about any of the sus blocks today, my friends. Let's break our way into this thing. Okay, never mind. That's a lot of work. And with the help of a couple more handy commands, we can go ahead and clear this structure out real quick. And so, of course, friends, first off, keep in mind that in any normal world, this would not be fully submerged in water. You would have, like, a clean and nice structure in here. As you can see here, in this room, we got a staircase walking up to what would have been a nice rooftop balcony or something. It's pretty cool. Continuing to move around this structure, it looks like we got parts of this thing that actually go way deeper than I even thought a second ago, too. Wow, they made some upgrades. In fact, back on the outside of this thing, actually, look at this. We got this romantic arch entrance and then the double thing on the back. Wow. Yeah, that's a big upgrade. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I was ever seeing packed mud in the structures before. Definitely was seeing mud bricks, but yeah, packed mud is here as well. Let's just go ahead and move over here and drop another trail ruin structure in. Once we run that command, we can see that this one is entirely different. Again, we begin with the tower that'll be here every time. Then we get this big, strange-shaped room, another building, and it's just so many buildings. Now, due to the removal of sand entirely from the structure's generation, the amount of dirt and gravel that you're going to find here has been increased and adjusted. I'll definitely have to do a little bit more testing and deep diving into the structure to see exactly what's happening when it comes to loot amounts here, but oh yes, they preserved this, or in fact even expanded it. It's different. There was one part of the structure before that was my favorite. I called it the blue room, and it was kind of similar in vibe to this. We had workstations actually inside of the structure. That is so interesting for lore. Wow, and this one, it actually has more workstations too, a cauldron as well. Oh, this is so good. This is the best upgrade to the structure. Hey, hold on, roll that back and loop it a little bit. It's me, Editos here, and I wanted to come in and say that that little structure on the ground right there, that little structure is so similar or identical to the heating up pot mechanic from Archaeology's initial teaser years ago. Could this be a hint at more archaeology-ing coming soon? Next up, let's go rapid fire around and drop a couple more of these structures in just to show you how different these things generate. There's so much more diversity with these things. So this is one structure. That's another one that kind of reaches over towards that one. And then finally, here's another one. As you can see with this tower, it's pretty similar to the one that we were just checking out with that big open room. However, when it comes to the rest of this structure here, it is completely different. We got different buildings generating there. Over here, we got that dark, evil tower. I love the use of the terracotta blocks inside of the structure. It's so beautiful and cool to actually be able to find these things generating. And wow, this building, this is a tall building. This is like Tower V2, complete with walls inside of it. Oh, that's awesome. And for our grand finale of structures today, we got yet another gigantic building in this structure. We got that similar looking arch vibe going on. Very, very nice. We walk inside, we got a staircase. However, this time of the structure, we got a spiral staircase that extends down into the deep depths. Oh, wow. Clearly, the structure has been entirely revamped, completely shifting how archaeology will actually take place inside of it. Looking into the game files, we have way more components of the structure than ever before. Road amounts, that might be approximately the same, but tower structure amounts, oh, it's insane. And building structure amounts, yeah, don't even get me started. This just became maybe Minecraft's most diverse structure in the entire game. Yeah, this one is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy with this change, and I can't wait to dive into these things a little bit more. A small change in this week's snapshot has to do with the icon. We got a brand new icon. The snapshots will be a dirt on the hotbar, and a full release will be a grass block. It's small, but it's a change. And then finally, to tie us up nicely today, finish it all up, we got a brand new command in this snapshot too. The return command. From the looks of things, this return command is pretty technical. We also have a hint at what kind of advancements might be coming in 1.20. I'll call it here. With this brand new trigger for an advancement recipe crafted, maybe we'll get advancement for crafting some kind of pottery pot thing. And speaking of pottery pot things, where we end today is this pod. Does it still have that block state? Oh, you bet it does. It definitely has that block state and the pixel mistake, whatever's going on in here. Yep, that definitely still exists too. So today I would like to know the new trail ruin structure. If you didn't like the structure before, is your opinion shifted a little bit, or do you still not like it? What do you think? For more Minecraft videos like this one, smash like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Next up, I highly recommend this one. Check it out. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.